Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Chelsea Clinton just wished Happy New Year to the Church of Satan. It's crazy. There are no shortage of people who have suggested that the Clinton clan are evil, particularly two-time failed presidential candidate Hillary. Hillary's attempts to prove that she is a church-going devout Christian who knows and understands the Bible also all fell flat. It should probably come as little surprise, then, that the Clintons' soul spawn Chelsea would go out of her way to go on Twitter and wish the Church of Satan a Happy New Year. In a tweet that had many on both sides of America's cultural divide scratching their heads, the former first daughter tweeted back at the Church of Satan's official Twitter account and others, replying to @ChurchOfSatan and 5 others, "It's been so long. Happy New Year." Clinton attempted to play off the turn of events as a total mistake that was carried out by pranksters online who included both the Church of Satan and a rogue account for the restaurant Hooters on Chelsea's Twitter threads. She tweeted to her liberal friend Chrissy Teigen, "In 2017, @ChurchOfSatan and I were put on a few threads together. In 2018, it''s. At Hooters. What a time to be alive, Chrissy." For their part, the Church of Satan acknowledged Hillary wishing them a Happy New Year and replying to @Chelsea Clinton and 5 others, "Same to you, here's to a great 2018. Do you find it unsurprising that Chelsea would send holiday wishes to Satanists?" Victims outed Chris Matthews as an abuser, just said what happens when he turns on you. Sexual misconduct scandals have now cost many notable left-wing politicians and media personalities their careers, including Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey and, of course, Al Franken. Now it appears that MSNBC blowhard Chris Matthews is the next to fall, after unsettling stories came out from his female victims about how he treated them. Beyond sexually harassing women, Matthews' female victims, who chose to remain anonymous to not risk their own careers, stated that Matthews used to throw objects and belittle his employees and his guests alike. Said one former producer of his show, "I would describe it as verbal abuse. The screaming is beyond the screaming you've ever heard. You just feel so under attack." Another stated about the MSNBC host who pretends on air to be a defender of women, "He did it so openly. It's not just sexual harassment. What are you supposed to do when somebody is verbally abusing you and attacking you this way?" A producer told how recently on his show Matthews screamed at a female staffer so intensely, calling her an idiot and worthless, that they had to stop the shoot. Said the hardball producer, "Seeing it would have made you shudder. You don't forget something like that." Sadly, MSNBC's HR department has been known to defend Matthews over the women who work for him. The producer stated, "Their common first instinct is to protect the talent, no matter what the complaint, and then turn the victim into the problem. When he turns on you, look out. All they do is protect him. All they do is protect him from himself. No other workplace like this exists where you can get away with that. Do you think abusive misogynist Chris Matthews should get fired?" Barbra Streisand just proposed a brand new reason we should impeach Trump. "It's so stupid." There are no shortage of knee-jerk liberals in the Democratic stronghold that is the entertainment industry in Los Angeles. However, if you had to come up with a short list of who the loudest and most brainless left-wing celebrities in Hollywood are, it would have to include Barbra Streisand. The washed-up, multimillionaire singer and actress was a major supporter of womanizer President Bill Clinton and, more recently, corrupt Hillary Clinton. Unsurprisingly, the Yentl star has been a very vocal critic of Republican President Donald Trump. Streisand has joined the chorus of Democrats who believe that Trump should be impeached, simply because they do not like him and are still upset that Hillary did not win. Barbra recently added a brand new, even more inane reason why she believes that America's democratically elected President Donald Trump should be removed from office. The enfeebled singer tweeted over the weekend, "Trump proved yesterday in his interview and his tweets that he doesn't understand climate change, healthcare policy, or the role of the DOJ, and he doesn't bother to read up on these subjects." She then blasted out a new call for Trump's impeachment, boasting, "Collusion or no collusion, a real Donald Trump should be impeached for sheer stupidity." It did not take long for people to catch on to the implications of Barbra's statement. Wrote one Twitter user, "This is a pretty solid sign that Democrats are giving up on the Trump campaign, Russia collusion fantasy. Do you think angry liberal Barbra needs to read the Constitution?" Democratic Congressman goes after 11-year-old Barron Trump in vicious rant. Democratic Representative Steve Cohen decided to attack President Trump in a personal tweet with Barron. Even though Cohen has no insight into President Trump's family life, he accused Trump of being a bad father to Barron because he spends time golfing. Like many Democrats, he attempted to use 11-year-old Barron as a political pawn. He paid the price for this. He golfs when he could be reading or be in church or be with his family. Never see him with Barron. You'd think he'd be golfing with Dad occasionally, but narcissists only engage in activities where they are the show. No movies, sports viewing either, just Fox. He will start a war," tweeted Cohen. Cohen argued with multiple people who called him out, including a Muslim woman named Mary Calif. He assumed she would be on his side because she's a Muslim. She was not. "You're not qualified to call anyone a narcissist, which is a medical designation. You attacked a child and you were wrong. Leave children out of your vitriol and hatred," tweeted Calif. Okay, he is self-centered. Don't need to be a dog for that. Didn't attack a child nor put him in vitriol and hatred. It's you conjuring that up and others of similar tastes. Didn't lash out at you, a Muslim woman, either. In fact, I'm against the Muslim travel ban," tweeted Cohen. "I appreciate you coming towards me in peace concerning a medical diagnosis. You shouldn't bring up his child. Period. As a Muslim, I find distaste at you calling a travel ban a Muslim ban. Don't assume because I'm Muslim I'm soft on borders or vetting," responded Calif. Brit Hume just asked Lib New York Times one question that exposed their biggest lie. Brit Hume is best known for his sharp, straightforward reporting on the air on Fox News. However, Hume has proved time and time again that he is just as insightful and cutting off the air on his Twitter account. Brit shows this recently when the New York Times announced that 36-year-old A.G. Sulzberger would be taking over the reins of the New York Times from his father. A.G. introduced himself to his paper's readers in a column where he claimed that his goal as publisher will be to invite intelligent discussion from all shades of opinion. Hume saw right through Sulzberger's empty words and called him out on it. Responded Brit to A.G., "Note the renewed commitment to all shades of opinion." This from the new leader of a paper with not a single columnist who supports the president. Will this publisher change that? Some liberals on Twitter were not pleased with Hume's truth bomb. One answered, "Journalists aren't supposed to support any POTUS, they are to report the facts. Period." Hume shot right back, tweeting, "That's true of reporters but not of editorial writers and columnists whose job it is to express opinion. That's what he means by all shades of opinion, which certainly are not represented in the Times today." How much do you love Brit Hume for publicly holding the anti-Trump, liberal bias New York Times out like this? Breaking: top conservative could be running for Al Franken Senate seat, Dems are in trouble. Harvard-educated former Saturday Night Live comedian Al Franken was one of the Democrats' nastiest attack dogs when it came to trying to block Republican President Trump and his bold agenda last year. Thankfully, Senator Franken decided to step down after sexual misconduct claims, and Republicans will no longer have to put up with him in the Senate. Minnesota's governor decided to choose Democratic Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith to serve out the remainder of the actor's Senate term. Democrats, who barely won Minnesota in the 2016 presidential election by the thinnest of margins, are acting like keeping Franken's vacated seat is a given. However, they were just given a serious wake-up call when popular former Republican Congresswoman Michele Bachmann announced that she was mulling running for the Senate seat when Franken's charisma-free replacement comes up for re-election. Michele recently told Pastor Jim Bakker that, despite not being successful in her 2012 presidential bid, "I feel like I was wildly successful. I didn't win, but I moved the debate. So I didn't shed a tear when I left the contest because I felt like I fulfilled the calling that God gave me." She mentioned that she had people contact me and urge me to run for that Senate seat. Bachmann asked, "So the question is, am I being called to do this now? I don't know." Bracing herself for the Roy Moore treatment, Michele warned, "It is really tough. If you are going against the tide in Washington, D.C., if you're trying to stand for biblical principles in D.C., you stick your head up out of the hole, the blades come whirling and they try to chop you off." Do you think Michele should try and win this Senate seat away from the Democrats? Nikki Haley just announced what the punishment will be for UN countries who voted against America. When Republican President Donald Trump selected former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley to serve as his administration's U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, some had worried that he had made a mistake. After all, Haley did not have any experience dealing with political entities outside of the United States, and some thought she might not be up to the task. However, Ambassador has completely silenced her doubters and proven that she has a steel spine in dealing with other world powers and in promoting President Trump's bold agenda. She forcefully denounced those countries who voted for a resolution censuring America for its plan to move its embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. In another act of strong diplomacy, Ambassador Haley followed this up by stating how America would treat the countries that voted to try and defy it. In this case, Haley declared that America will conspicuously snub them from attending its events. Stated Nikki, "As I said in December, we won't forget the Jerusalem vote. To that end, tomorrow night, we are having a reception for the countries who chose not to oppose the U.S. position. This is a great sign of U.S. friendship, and I look forward to tomorrow evening. We hope to see more of this in 2018. She added, "The United States is asked to do a huge amount around the world, and we are happy to do that. But we expect to be treated respectfully in return." President Trump has also suggested that countries who decide to buck America in the future could see their aid slashed. Do you approve of Haley and Trump's new, tougher stance for America dealing with the United Nations?